views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Bronxnet or the program underwriters.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Open, the only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. We have our crew in the house, the Science and Tech Entry Program. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Yes, indeed. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. Now, coming up on today's show, we'll take a look at a partnership towards harm reduction and how you can help. Plus, if you're on the hunt for a job, we got all the information for you. We'll preview an upcoming fair at the Belmont Library and let you know how you can prepare. You got to prepare before you get there. And the neighborhoods all around us are being impacted by something called K2. Watch out for it. Be on the lookout for it. And we'll learn all about what that is and what the community leaders are doing about it, how they're coming together to combat that. After that, we'll find out about an upcoming housing event working to provide information and education to tenants on their rights. And then we'll preview a short film with a message to keep hope alive. And then later on, we'll hear from a young artist spreading electric Caribbean vibes. Stay tuned, all this and more is headed your way because we are now open. Bring the noise. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm your host, the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, the only live and interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Now, you can stay connected to us through social media at Bronxnet TV. Leading things off on August the 4th, community groups have come together for an Overdose Revival event. Now, joining us with all the details, we have Erica Poellot and Hiawatha Collins. That's from the Harm Reduction Coalition, and as well as Marilyn Reyes from Vocal New York. And you guys have to be vocal about this because this is important.
Right.
Tell us about some of the wonderful things that you're doing in our community.
Well, so coming up on Saturday, August 4th, in the heart of St. Mary's Park, we have partnered with the city and a number of communities of faith and service providers, treatment providers, as well as folks, families with lived experience to host a New York City Overdose Revival. Music, food, naloxone, hope.
Community members are going to be there. The main thing that we want to do is...
Hear that quiet storm voice, guys?
is to bring people together. The thing that people seem to forget is that this is about overdose awareness, and it's about the people on the fringes of the community, the marginalized communities. We want to bring them together to let people know that everyone is a part of community and included within community. They are not just the outcasts of community, and people must be treated with compassion, love, dignity, and respect if we want to assist them to get to whatever they want to get to, whether that's detox, treatment, or however it gets there. We want to have multiple pathways due to the fact that one pathway does not work. So harm reduction is another approach to assist people to get to that said pathway.
Yeah. Talk about K2.
K2 is something that's called synthetic marijuana, and in my opinion, it should never have been called synthetic marijuana because there's no marijuana in it. It is not regulated, meaning that it is plant particles that are just sprayed with a compound, and this compound is not saturated all the way throughout the said substance. So that means that when someone indulges this said product, that they may get an effect or they may not. A lot of people have audio-visual or hallucinations, hear voices and things like that from smoking K2. Some people they have adverse reactions and some people don't. The main thing is for harm reduction, what we would say is toke, don't smoke, have someone with you, don't smoke alone, things like that. So that way, if something does happen, someone is with you.
They always show some of the reactions of someone laying on the ground, you know, all curled up and out of it.
A lot of times, people have to be aware that people will always say one particular thing that it is without knowing
Could be
all the
multiple-
facts.
it could be a
And
couple of things.
exactly.
Yeah.
It could be multiple things that someone could have taken. It could have been prescribed medications or other things.
Yeah.
So the thing is
And
to
it could
be
be a number
informed.
of things within that one thing that they took, because you don't know what's really in that all the
The
time.
chemicals,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's different chemicals. Every time the bad part about it is that every time a chemical gets banned, they come out with a stronger, worse chemical.
So, Marilyn, what should people look out for?
What should we be looking for?
Yes.
Okay, so I've been organizing, going into the community and reaching out to, last year on May 2017, the whole in St. Mary's Park was closed. So all the people that were living there and were are drug users were scattered. So they're in the streets.
But that was the main hangout at the time?
That was the main
Yeah.
hangout. So they have forgotten. So this New York City Overdose Revival is about that. It is about getting into the community and giving them love and bringing them Narcan and bringing them whatever services they need. We're going to be doing Narcan trainings in the park. So anyone who wants to get a Narcan kit to save a life, because it's about saving a life. As long as there's life, there's hope.
Yeah.
And
So you can get training on how to use that.
on this
So
event, yes,
Upon seeing,
on August 4th.
what are the symptoms? What do you look out for? if you-
Okay, when someone is in an overdose, their nails are
opioid overdose.
opioid overdose. Their nails are blue. Their lips could be blue. They could be unconscious. There's something
getting
that we
enough
call
oxygen.
To the
right
brain,
to the
exactly.
brain. So there's a part where sometimes you hear a death rattle, we call it,
Yeah.
like that.
The
That
last
mean-
breath.
yeah, so they're in overdose. Sometimes you could also look around and see if they use drugs. You could see the syringe maybe or the bags, heroin bags. So you already know.
So if
And-
they're OD, they're not far from the
right,
fix.
right,
Yeah.
right. And,
The misconception about it is that when people go through an opioid overdose, it's not like what you see in a movie where you see someone use the substance and then they go out right there. Someone can overdose 2 or 3 hours after they
After.
actually used. So
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
thing that people have to understand and to know that someone can come visit you. You don't know that they've used and they go into
Stuff.
an overdose. So it's good for everyone to know how to use
Use
this
them.
said medication to
Right.
reverse an
And-
overdose.
and
There it
this
is
is-
right there.
Yes,
this is what
it.
saves a life. It's so simple. You got to just push it up the middle, up the nose, and it works. It saves lives. So we're trying to get it more readily out in the community, and we're trying to get people to come in and put unity back in community.
That's right.
Because we need that. We
Yeah.
have lost that for far too long. I mean, we have faith leaders coming. And why? Because the faith community has many leaders that do a lot for the community, yet,
Yes.
you know, they have stigma and judgment against drug users. And we need to come together in harm reduction and love.
Yeah, Erica, we have something coming up that everybody's going to be all in the same place, August the 4th.
August the 4th,
Tell us about it.
11 to 3 p.m. in the heart of St. Mary's Park. And again, it's an opportunity really for us to bear witness to the experience of people who use drugs in the Bronx, families, loved ones, as well as to come together and build strategies for resilience and really dream a collective way forward that, as Hiawatha has said, is rooted in harm reduction, is rooted in a belief and love for these folks and
Yeah.
a belief in their capacity to heal themselves.
And what's the follow-up on that? I mean, you may have this one thing, and then people may go back into what they were doing. How do you follow that up?
The thing is that the Third Avenue Bid, the Harm Reduction Coalition, and other entities are coming together and working within the Bronx. It's not just about detox and harm reduction. You have all these business owners, detox, harm reduction, working together in a community to provide the community with the resources that they may want and need. What we hear in the community is that a lot of people have issues with getting IDs, getting into shelters. Some people don't even want to go into shelters due to some of the things that's
Yeah.
happening in the shelters. The main thing is about taking the time out to listen to people. These are still individuals, loved ones, mothers, daughters, sons, fathers. They are loved by someone, and we have to remember that they are not just the outcasts of the community. The marginalized individuals. No one in second grade said, when I grow up, I want to be homeless and using drugs. No one did that. So we have to think about the racial and societal implications of what led to the homelessness, the drug use, and all those things. And those are bigger things that we need to address within society.
I'm glad you guys are here to be vocal about the whole situation, creating the awareness. Is there a website we can go to find out more?
Yes, www.harmreduction.org.
www.harmreduction.org. Well, thank you guys for your service. Thank you for what you're doing in our community. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you very
Continue
much.
to do that.
Thank you.
And come back again, okay? You're always
Definitely will.
welcome.
Thank you.
Give them a big round of applause. Science and Tech Entry Program. Erica Poellot, Director of Faith and Community Partnership, Harm Reduction Coalition, and Senior Community Minister, Judson Memorial Church, and Hiawatha Collins. There he goes.
Yes, sir.
Hiawatha Collins, Harm Reduction Community Mobilization Coordinator, Harm Reduction Coalition, and Marilyn Reyes. She's from Vocal NY, Vocal New York. She's a co-chair, peer network of New York and community leader. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Applaud, applaud.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Oh, welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Hey, on August the 29th, the Belmont Library will host a career fair. With me is Iftekharul Kabir. And he'll tell you how to prepare with all the details. He has the event information. He's a senior adult librarian, Iftekharul Kabir. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks
All
for
right,
having
give
me.
him a big round of applause, y'all. Look, this feels good, right?
Yeah, it feels
There you
good.
go.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That's the Science and Tech Entry Program with us today. Tell us about your program.
Okay, so Belmont Library is going to host a job fair on August 29th. It starts from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We are bringing over 20 employers, and you know, whoever is looking for a job, they should save this day.
What kind of jobs are we talking about?
We have different kind of jobs. Administrative assistant, social work, IT jobs, public administration and safety, and we have lots of retail jobs as well.
Can we invite the people from the Science and Technology
Absolutely.
Entry Program? You know, even if they can't get a job right there, they can see how it's done.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of companies. I mean, they are offering paid and unpaid internships.
Entry level.
Yeah,
hey.
entry level. So you know,
You guys feel
have
like
a good
making some
shot.
money? All right. So, what does one do? How do they prepare before they come down?
Right. So
You have to prepare before you get there. It's important.
exactly.
Everybody say, prepare before you get there.
That's correct. Yeah. I mean, it's It's not very difficult. I mean, all you have to do is just dress professionally and bring your resume. And I know many people don't have a resume, and we have neighborhood libraries throughout the city.
Yeah.
And every library you go to, you'll see computer available.
And you got people in there
desktop.
teaching you how to do a resume
Exactly,
also. Yeah.
exactly. Like, for example, Bronx Library Center,
Uh-huh.
310 East Kingsbridge Road is a huge library there. 5th floor is a career services. They will help you to get your resume done properly. And also, if you wanna make your own resume, you can always do it just by using Microsoft Word resume template. So make sure you bring your resume at the job fair, because you'll be expected to see some employers and probably land a job.
Iftekharul, what kind of employers will be there?
I have a list of few, and some of them I'm expecting to hear from them very soon. So FDNY, NYPD Recruitment Department, and NYC Department of Correction, Mercy Drive, the Jewish Board, All Metro Healthcare, New Solution Staffing, GVC Second, U.S. Army, Moshulo Montefiore Community, Marquis Healthcare, Preferred Healthcare, and probably a few more.
Yeah. You mean the Army, I mean, NYPD, FDNY.
Yes.
Those are great jobs with great benefits. You can go in for 20
Absolutely.
years and then jump out.
Yep.
You get a pension. I mean, you still get paid. You don't have to work there anymore.
Right.
Still get the health benefits and everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you can take on a part-time job or start your own business at an early age.
Hey, I mean...
You guys know anything about that? But you got to do it before you're age 35. Do you have time? All right. And then there's jobs that you can do past 35. You can still sign up.
Yes.
So this is all, you guys started putting this together. Is this in its second year or infancy or what?
Well, if you remember, I mean, Bronx Library Center had a yearly job expo. And so, you know, I have learned a lot working there. And actually, you know, I transferred to Belmont Library in 2016. Yeah, I was here with the Robin. I don't know if you remember me. I mean, so, you know, she did many job fairs throughout the branches, and you know, I learned a lot from her. So I'm applying the same, you know, technique what she used, and I'm bringing that skills to the Belmont Library. So I did a few job fair last year. And this one, I'm going big. I mean,
you're going big.
I'm bringing more employers.
What's it making it? More employers are going to make it bigger and bigger and better.
In my opinion, yes, they do. And I think you know, people are looking for different sorts of jobs. So I'm trying to bring different kinds of employer. So that way it fulfill their needs, or you know, create more opportunities for the neighborhood.
Any success stories? You have gotten people jobs and they've come back to thank you and say, hey.
I mean, probably not every week, but once in a while I see, I bump into someone and say, hey, Mr. Kabir, thank you so much for helping me with the resume. Listen, guess what? I got a job last year as a social worker with the Jewish Board. So thank you, man. So, I mean, you know, it happens sometimes, not very often.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, I feel good, actually. I feel good. I feel good.
You help somebody.
Yes.
So you've been working at the library for some time now, right?
A little more than 11 years.
Is everything posted up? Everything?
Yes, everything is posted up. If you just simply search Belmont Library Job Fair, the very first link pop up, just click on it. You will see the list of all the expected employers. And if you have any questions, just email me. My email is also there.
Give him a big hand, everybody. Iftekharul Kabir. Yeah. Senior Adult Librarian, Belmont Library, and Enrico Fermi.
Yeah, Enrico Fermi, Cultural Center.
Yeah, oh, you didn't mention them. Big shout out to you guys, too. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. And share,
thank you so much for having me.
Share some more information when you come back, okay?
Absolutely, I will.
Let us know everything that took place and all the wonderful jobs that you've gotten people. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more Open next.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
They're in there. Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest has joined with community leaders to call for action against sales and use of the synthetic drug K2 in our community. It's here again. We're talking about it again. And joining us with all the information, we have President of the Bronx National Action Network, Phil Gates Jordan. Give him a big hand, everybody. Yeah. Well, we've known each other for a long time, and you've been doing some great work in our community. We went around to the jails and the schools with Jaheim. We're trying to educate people on certain things. And here we are. We're talking about K2.
Right.
What is it?
Well, K2 is a synthetic marijuana. And the problem with it is that they have different strains. So depending on, your body molecular structure, it would affect you differently. Like 3 people could smoke it and 3 people get different effects, which makes it harder for the doctors to figure out how to combat and assist them and try to get them off of it.
And sometimes they don't know what it is. They go to the emergency room, they try to
know
figure
what
out
to
what's
do.
wrong
Exactly,
with this
exactly.
Yeah.
I've sat with, different people, different organizations, but the key thing is to stop the sale of it. Recently, Councilman Andy King, he put some legislation in to try to outband it in different ways. We had the National Action Network with the help of Reverend Kevin McCall and the Minister Foy. We've been going around to different places where we identify the bodegas that are selling it, and we
we sold on the streets and in the bodegas.
Yeah, predominantly in the bodegas. And
it's like an incense, right?
It's like an incense, and it looks a little bit like weed, and they package it in a fun way where it could be attracted to the kids. They put like, little cartoon characters and things like that on the packaging. Yeah. So it's really affecting us really bad. And we've been going out to these bodegas and identifying them. Minister Foy, as well as Reverend McCall, and my vice president has already gone to jail a few times, in the process of stopping the sale of K2,
How's it affecting our community?
Well, when I wouldn't say, I couldn't say if it's like crack the era, but it's definitely hurting the community vastly. Like we just did something, I think it was last Monday, 216th and White Plains Road. There's a store there that we were doing a rally in front of. There was another store further down the block, maybe 217, 218, and that store closed down. The legislation that Councilman King put in is going to state that any of the landlords, we're going to start hitting the landlords too, where they'll be fined like $100,000, and that store, whatever that store is, which is usually a bodega, that store could never open back up to be a bodega. It could be a furniture store, it could be a shoe store, it could be whatever, but not a bodega, And then hit them hard, $100,000 might stop them from making some extra money by hurting the community, And that's the problem right now. We have to, we as adults, myself, my main thing is to try to, being that I am from the Bronx, try to call on all my friends and everybody who I know to actually, come into the community and talk to the kids. Got to lead by example. I know we all have our issues and our rent and our car note and all the other things, but we can't keep looking forward and not looking back to help the youth,
Now, if there's one thing you can say to a group of kids, like we have a group here, the Science and Tech Entry Program, of course, a number of them listening and watching along with their parents, what would you tell them about K2 and the dangers of K2?
I mean, you know, any drug, you know, any drug that you're gonna have on the street is no good. Not just K2. You know, I would honestly even stay away from marijuana. You know, because again, depending on you never know what your body can take. You know, you might smoke some weed, and next thing you know, you get accustomed to it. Next thing you know, you're smoking something else, or you start drinking or whatever. You know, you're young, stay focused. You know, you're doing a good job right now by even being here. You know, there's so many other ways to get money and feel good without getting high. You know what I mean? That's not. I don't want to preach, but that's not the move. You know, you could concentrate on getting money, stay in school, become entrepreneurs. Especially now with the technology, there's so many things you could do out here. The world is endless for you right now. It's all in your palm of your hand. So instead of going left, and the fact that they're here and they took their time out, they could have been doing a million other things. You know, the fact that they're here shows a lot. You know, we have a program, the Bronx chapter up in the Edenwald Center called Fashion Sense, where we have a lot of equipment where the kids can make T-shirts and hoodies and hats and stuff like that. And we're partnering with certain retail stores where we're going to have the kids all come together with their parents. They're going to start their own company, right? They're going to come up with their own slogans, their own designs.
Yeah.
They're going to make the T-shirts. The store's going to put it in there, and that money is going to be theirs. You know, the store has to make their money as well.
Right,
but the kids are going to make money. They're going to learn how to, from we call manufacturing to promotion to marketing to sales. You know, so instead of just being on the internet and doing nothing, now you're going to be on the internet promoting your clothing line.
Learn how to be a businessman, entrepreneurship, man.
That's what we're looking to do. Yeah, definitely.
Making some money.
Definitely.
All right, they also call K2 Zombie Land.
Well, that's because when you smoke it, you know, it's like, remember back in the days when crack first came out and you just look like a zombie, like you don't really pay attention to what's going on around you. You don't care what you smell like. You don't care what your bum. You're just, you know, finished, zombie. Yeah. And that's why they call it that, because you can tell somebody who's on it. They just look like they're not part of this world. They're somewhere, because it affects the brain. And what I've also found out by talking to a friend of mine who graduated from Georgetown University, it has something to do with the nervous system and sugar. You know, like to get you off of it, you have to understand that it goes into the system, goes into the blood. And then, like say you could eat a cookie and that cookie might affect it. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it has to deal with the sugar molecules and all that kind of stuff. Because they put so many different things, like it could be anything, battery acid, anything. They just mix it all up and say, here, smoke it. You know, so that's why it's no good. It's no one thing that is just a bunch of pesticides and things that you shouldn't have in your body in the first place.
Everything that you put into your body affects your body, whether
That's
it be good or bad. But
That's right.
You
will
want to make
affect
sure
you.
it's some good stuff.
That's right.
You know,
That's
you don't
right.
need drugs or anything going into your system. You are wonderfily made.
That's right.
You know, God gave you everything that you need.
That you need. That's
to survive.
right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
you can go on
100%.
like that and just eat healthy, live healthy, exercise, and you know, do the right thing, and you won't need K2 or any of those other drugs to make you happen, because there's nobody in the world like you.
You're the only one like you. That's right. We're doing different things at the National Action Network to go into the community. Like, people just see us a lot, and we march in, and you know, we causing a commotion to bring light to the darkness. But we also have programs. You know, we have every Monday night on 141st Street at the House of Justice, we have the Youth Huddle. You know, on the last Thursday of every month, we have Legal Night. So if you have any problems where, you know, whether it be rent or cars or whatever the case may be. There are lawyers there that you could come and speak to, and they would direct you in the right direction. You know, so we're trying to really come into the community and bring programs and show existing programs, you know, to the community. Inside the word community, you have common unity, and that's what we're trying to bring, common unity amongst everybody.
And you can't mention National Action Network without mentioning the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Most definitely, most definitely. He's been doing this now, you know. A lot of people have their own opinion, mixed opinions, but at the end of the day, you know, he's the one that is leading the charge with a lot of things that if he wasn't there, then who would be talking about Trayvon Martin? Who would be putting their life on the line? You know, you got to ask yourself, would you put your life on the line? You know, because that's what you do. When you start going against the establishment and you start bringing light to police brutality and, you know, the situation right now with Trump and the immigrants and the refugees and stuff, when you start going against those type of things, you're putting your life on your line. You're also putting your freedom on the line. So that means that your personal business, you got to make sure your taxes are paid, everything is right, because if you're not doing it correctly, we all know what could happen
you're in the
after
spotlight.
that. Yeah, and sometimes spotlight's not too bright. So you got to make sure everything is right, so that when you stand in it, everything will be okay. So you know, he's doing a great job, and we're trying to bring. Saturday that just passed, we had a peace walk, a love and respect walk. Lenny Green walked with us. You know, from 183rd to 161st. You know, so.
But thank you guys for all the work that you're doing. Can we go to a website to find out more?
Yes, it's nationalactionnetwork.org.
There you go.
Right.
Give him a big hand, everybody. Phil Gates Jordan, president of the Bronx's National Action Network.
I wouldn't say every first Saturday we have our meetings at 166th Street and Morris Avenue at the Bronx Christian Charismatic Fellowship Church, 166 on Morris Avenue in the Bronx. Every first Saturday, come on down, let's fellowship, let's clean up the Bronx and do good things.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back next. All open.
For all the papas out there, let's stop what we're doing and take a moment. A moment to be with our kids. They can be loud moments, goofy moments, sporty moments, dorky moments, kooky moments. Moments where we talk or walk or just hang out. It doesn't really matter. They all count, because every time dads take a moment to be with their kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's all take a moment to make a moment today.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
Hi, I'm David Lesh, legal correspondent to the Morning Show Open. If you have a legal question that you'd like me to answer, please send me an email at davidlesh@bronxnet.org, and I will address it on our Ask Your Lawyer segment.
Welcome back. You know, July the 31st through August the 2nd, Pa'Lante Harlem. They're going to be holding their annual Demystifying Housing Conference. And joining us with all the details, we have Crystal Santana and Christopher Padron, housing specialists. We welcome you guys to the show.
Thank you, appreciate it.
He said, please call me Mr. Padron.
Yes, sir.
Let your tongue roll. You say it.
Mr. Padron.
Padron. Tell us about what you guys are doing.
All right, so Pa'Lante Harlem, we stand for People Against Landlord Abuse and Tenant Exploitation. And what we do is we advocate for tenants who are living in deplorable conditions. And we basically want to hold these negligent property managers and landlords accountable for these unsafe living conditions. We want to preserve safe and affordable housing for all tenants, and we also provide long-term technical assistance.
Yeah. And Crystal, they came up with the name Pa'Lante. Where did that come from?
Well,
I know people say certain phrases in Spanish, but go ahead.
Well, it's kind of a way for us to also promote community, promote people paying things forward. Yes. So that's kind of our bigger goal around helping people with tenant issues is to encourage people to, when you get something good done for you, you get a good deed, pay that good deed forward.
Yeah, I like it. So Pa'Lante.
Pa'Lante, forward.
Move forward.
Yeah.
So paying it forward.
Yeah.
So if I help you, you help the next person. You have to pay it forward.
Create a family.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. All right, so you have this conference coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow.
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 Oh my God, it's right here. All right, tell us about it. What do we have to do?
Well, you can call us at our office, 212-491-2541, and register there. It's completely free. You just show up, you tell us your name after you've registered. If you haven't registered, you're still welcome. It's open to the public. You have the opportunity to sit in on workshops led by directors from city, state, and private agencies like HPD, the DHCR. You can sit one-on-one with an attorney for free as well. So there's a lot of resources that you have access to right all together in one place.
So people coming down, they're going to experience what? They're going to come down to learn certain things about housing.
Yes, so we're pretty much going to be educating all of these tenants. There's going to be over 50 workshops on housing. So we have topics on HDFCs, which are tenants who own their apartments. We have topics on rent-stabilized apartments. We have topics on TILs. And pretty much these workshops we're educating, and we're going to be teaching people how to gain succession rights. That's one of the workshops. Another workshop is inside the mind of a landlord. So the actual person on the panel will be a landlord speaking at a workshop, speaking to the other tenants.
The tenants will say, that's the landlord right there.
And this is the first time we've ever
stabilize our
gotten
rent?
a landlord there to actually speak. Yes.
You think they're going to hit him over the head? I mean, not physically hit him over the head, but, throw questions at him.
Yes, a lot of questions. A lot of these people that come, they're frustrated. For many years, they've been going through a lot of hardship, some of them being taken to court, some of them being harassed. So they're coming here with a lot of questions, looking for answers.
What are some of the main questions that people are looking for? Or the main answers they're looking for?
They want to know how do I freeze my rent? How do I make my landlord make repairs because he just doesn't listen to me? Or, how do I, what do I do if I'm taken to court? How do I maneuver court systems and all of that stuff? What do I do if I don't have a lawyer? What are my options?
Or money to get a lawyer.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's people that take on people with no money.
Definitely.
Yeah. There are
because they'll get the money from the other, upon winning the case, they'll get the money, they'll charge them.
Right.
But
so another thing, at this housing conference, we are actually going to be providing free legal services for people who need it, and it's going to be free. We're going to have attorneys, criminal attorneys, immigration attorneys, and housing attorneys.
You guys are specialists.
And you can be in court, or you don't even have to be in court. You can just, if you want some legal consultation, we'll be there to provide it for you.
Great. All right. When did you guys start this?
Well, I started 2 years ago, and I've been just learning and going on with the process ever since, and just finding my role in social justice.
Sleep this, right?
I love it. I love helping people.
I mean, to become a specialist in 2 years.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Really, it nestles in the heart, you wanting to help. You educate yourself, and if you want to help somebody, you'll do it. You'll do anything in your power to make sure you can better their lives.
That's good. Yeah. So you guys are very passionate about
Definitely.
what you're doing.
I mean, each client it could be anybody. You know, it could be, my grandmother was actually a client before I started working here. So I see every client like that. It could be my sister, it could be my grandmother, my mother.
Yeah.
You know.
So your grandmother go through it?
Yeah, she did.
What have you learned from that?
I've learned that, you know, you never know who you're going to meet and who's going to be able to help you in the future. So now that my grandma went through it, I have an extra like compassion for people that come to me. Sometimes people don't even know how to express themselves and they just have an emotional breakdown because there's so much that encompasses when you don't know the status of your housing.
This is not what you do. You're like stuck. I don't know what to do. How do I get through this?
And people have kids.
Who do I go to help me with this?
Yeah, they're worried. They're like, you know, I have kids. Where am I going to live tomorrow? They, you know, there's a lot of things that go on in your mind.
My God.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are out there helping people out.
Yes.
It's a good feeling, and we thank you guys for your service.
Thank you so much.
Is this written up anywhere? You have this up on a website somewhere? People can go and check it all out?
Of course. We have on our website, Pa'LanteHarlem.org. There's a whole bunch of information that we provide there for people who need.
And our Facebook. We update more constantly on our Facebook, so definitely check our Facebook out, Pa'Lante Harlem. Yeah.
What message would you give to landlords who are not doing the right thing? And some of them are good, you know, they take care of you, they take care of the building, they take care of the tenants, but there are those who are missing in action.
Yes. So what I would say is that the same way that landlords are providing a service, you know, they're supposed to make sure that their apartments are up to conditions in their buildings. So treat the tenants with respect, have a mutual understanding of what is supposed to be done between the tenant and the landlord.
Yeah, I'd say just you gotta put your heart into everything you do. If you don't love what you do, then maybe you just don't belong there, because these are people's lives, these are families, and that could be your family one day that may have an issue. And at the same time, when your tenants are educated, when you have a good relationship with your tenant, it makes your job so much easier. You know, in the long run, it pays off.
What about the infestations, the lead, and things like that? Mold?
Yeah, well, we're going to be having workshops on that, and we'll actually even have a specific workshop around NYCHA because everyone knows the new lawsuit that's come out recently. We'll be having a workshop about that specifically, addressing all those issues by experts.
You have any electeds helping you out?
Of course we do.
Officials?
We have Councilmember Vanessa Gibson from the Bronx. We have Richie Torres, Mark Levine, a whole bunch of people. Gail Brewer, the mayor and borough president. So we have several elected officials coming out to the event. And
I think the governor's talking about it too, about the housing.
We're also going to be having Adriano Espaillat there as well.
All right. Thank you guys so much for all that you do.
Thank you for having us here.
That's very good. So again, the date that everybody should come down to?
It's July 31st to
July
August 2nd.
31st?
Yes.
July 31st is tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's 3 days. So July 31st, August 1st, August 2nd.
3 days.
And it's going to be at City College in the North Academic Center, the NAC building. We're going to be having signs everywhere, so you'll see us. Yeah.
You'll see us. And we're going to learn about everything from A to Z.
Yes.
Which is, run it down. What are we going to learn
Rent
about?
stabilizations, HDFCs, knowing if you're being overcharged, how to gain succession rights, knowing your rights as a tenant. We're going to have NYCHA workshops, community organizing, a whole bunch of tenants, how to build an effective tenants association inside the mind of a landlord.
We'll be having also workshops on trusts and wills as well.
Oh, all right. Look at you guys. Wait, let me take a step back. Hey. Give them a big round of applause, everybody. Crystal Santana, housing specialist, Pa'Lante Harlem Incorporated, and Christopher Padron, housing specialist, Pa'Lante Harlem Incorporated. Thank you guys so much for coming by. And you're always welcome to come here.
It's a pleasure.
All right?
It's a pleasure.
Brothers and sisters, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more Open next. Stay tuned.
Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Chiru has no choice. She and millions like her walk miles a day for dirty water. But together, we can end their walk by providing clean water close by. Instead of spending hours walking to get water that makes them sick, girls can be in a classroom and moms will gain back time to care for their families. Sons and daughters can grow up strong, finally free of sicknesses. It's true. When you just add water, you change a life. Learn more at worldvision.org.
Welcome back. Our next guest is the writer, executive producer, director, and star of the film High Hopes 2. The beginnings. The new beginning. Yeah, the new beginning. The new beginning, which will make its way to the World Film Fair. Let's take a look at some of what's happening in the trailer. Look.
Oh, wow. Isn't that Ron Jeremy? You know,
2
that
minutes
ugly
on the
porn
trailer.
star? No, that's Danny DeVito. My name is Danny Valentino, and ever since I can remember, I wanted to be an actor. All my friends, they thought I was crazy. I don't look like an actor.
You're just wasting your time going on to this audition. Look at that hack license. Look at that picture. Man, you're some ugly dude, I'll tell you.
Look, he's got everything we need. He's short, fat, old, and ugly.
And after 25 years of trying to make it in show business, I have to question whether I even have the talent.
Now I see why your acting career never took off. What a horrible performance. The last time I ever saw anybody perform that badly was, let me see, you on your honeymoon.
Pursuing this career has caused me nothing but trouble.
I think your acting has gone to your brain.
With my landlord.
Why would I want to make a bet with you? I'll tell you why. Because I just came from the police station and turned myself in.
Oh, you got a deal, moron. With my wife, because I'm never home.
Now everybody knows that last night you gave me the best 60 seconds of your life.
60 seconds?
44 seconds is more like it.
And when I am, I'm drooling over my neighbors. The Titinellis.
The name is Titinelli. And my daughter's name is Lisa. And mine is Mia. Get it right.
Mamma mia.
I'm leaving you, Danny. I'm done.
It seems like trouble just has a way of finding me. To make ends meet, I drive a taxi cab. Recently, my boss knocked me out. And then she fired me. So in order to get my job back, I offered her a proposition.
I challenge you to a 3-round boxing match.
I accept your challenge, Big Mouth.
So now, I gotta fight a woman to get my job back. I must be crazy. And that's not the only fight I have on my hands. The police are after me.
This is an assault, and I'm calling the police.
The only constants in my life are that everybody thinks I'm a loser.
You're a loser. L-O-S-E-R. You're a loser. They're gonna arrest you. Why don't you get out of here for now?
Maybe I should just give up. What's wrong with me? Why does a guy with no looks, no talent, and no luck think he can make it as an actor? All I know is I'm not gonna give up.
And maybe a loser that's never been a quitter.
I'm not gonna let go of my dream. I'm not gonna let go of my high hopes. It's not how many times you get knocked down that matters. It's how many times you get up.
Yeah, wow. All right.
You got something, the high hopes too, huh?
Yes, high hopes too. Yeah.
Joining us to share more of that preview and his goals for the film, we have Dennis Cabrono. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Put it together, huh?
Yeah.
How long did it take?
It took. I mean, I wrote. You know, when I did this film, it was it's a sequel to it. There was a High Hopes originally, and then I wrote a sequel to it. I'm trying to promote it as a TV series, and it's a new beginning because everything that happened in the first one, I changed in the second one. So, so it was like the character went on to have a new beginning, and it's essentially a story about. It's about a man who has a dream and he never gives up on it. You know, he's an older guy. Life has not gone the way he wanted it to, but he has this dream of being an actor and he won't give it up. But he's had 25 years of dismal failure. But it's all about the message of this TV series would be about having a dream and never giving up, you know?
Never giving up because it's not how long, it's going to happen, but...
Right, well, and it's just, I mean, life's going to get in the way, but you just have to keep pushing, you know? Especially important, like you got an audience here today of young people, and it's important for them to understand they need to have to strive for their dreams. And one of the biggest problems I see, like when I look at TV or everything, is it's all about extraordinary people with extraordinary lives and goals, but it forgets about the common people, regular people, you know, like just the everyday person. And this is about, hey, everybody over here, they have dreams, and why can't they achieve their dreams? And you know, you don't have to. I think TV just stifles people because they only show you the superstars, the superstar professions.
Exactly.
What about everybody else? We all have dreams, and we all.
And you know what, Dennis?
Strive for them.
We had superstars all over the radio. You've seen them. We see them on TV.
Yeah.
I met a lot of them, and they're just like us.
Right.
They do the same things we do. But they had this burning desire to become the person that they wanted to become.
Right.
Whether it be on TV, radio, doctors, lawyers. So you can really be anything that you want.
Exactly.
And I think your film
And that's the
addresses some
message.
of that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it also addresses, you know, I think it's great that today you know, in movies and TV and everything, there's a lot of diversity, which is very good and everything. But one group that they leave out are the people that are getting older, people over 50.
Yeah.
And this kind of addresses that. It's got a young cast, but it's got people in it that are older, because you know what? I think they forget about older people.
Doesn't matter how old you are,
Right.
just keep on pushing, because
That's
that
it.
dream, as long as you can dream, you can still become successful.
That's right. That's right.
So where do you want this to go? What are your goals?
My goal for this is to make it a TV series. And the way things work today is that in the old days, networks, they just hired their own stars, they produced everything. Nowadays, with all these various networks and everything, people are making their own films. It's called guerrilla filmmaking. And they're going out there, and when they get 6, 8, 10 episodes, they go to a network and they say, hey, you know, I've got something here. If you like it, put it on. We'll split revenues with you or whatever. It's not costing you anything to produce. Just give us airtime.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking for. And I've got a GoFundMe page up. It's High Hopes, a new TV series. People can donate whatever they want. Anyone that donates gets a credit for making a donation. I am offering.
This is a nonprofit. A nonprofit.
This is this is a SAG film. It's not nonprofit.
It's a SAG film.
It's a SAG film. So I have SAG characters, but. You know, if people donate or whatever, they can be extras in the film or whatever. SAG actors, of course, have the primary parts. I will give people auditions if they have a particular look or something that I'm looking for. And I have welcomed the audience today. They can all be extras in my next film.
What do you guys think about that? Whoa.
And I'll use every single person here, and they don't have to give a donation.
Yeah.
Okay, they're here, and I'd be glad to have them in the film. You know, but the thing is, it's you know, we're trying to raise some money to do something that's a little bit different, because the message out there is just for everybody to just have high hopes, for everybody to believe that, you know, they can achieve whatever they want in this life.
So you're going to be at the World Film Fair. Tell us about that.
The World Film Fair is at the New York Expo Center. Now, it's also going to be at theaters throughout the city. So I don't know all of the venues yet. I haven't been informed of that. But the New York Expo Center is one of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, and...
Can we show it here on Bronxnet?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to talk to Helen and our executive director, Michael
Sure.
Maxnabi. Yeah.
Right,
See
yeah.
if we can get it on Bronxnet.
Great, I'd love to.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that. Sure.
Yeah. So,
Great publicity
so you've
for
been doing this for a while. So
I've
you
been-
have a 1, and this is
one
2.
and a 2,
High
and I'm
Hopes
working
2.
on
Uh-oh.
3. Which is yes.
So,
well, that's
yeah.
what I'm inviting everybody to be
So,
part of.
so you
know,
can lock
it's
it
like
into
a-
that TV series.
Yes,
type
lock
of
it
thing.
into when I get up to 6 episodes, bring it to a network. The World Film Expo is a very wonderful thing. They're going to have distributors, producers, people looking for filmmakers, and people looking for actors and everything. It's going to be a 5-day event, and they're doing these all over the world. So they're going to be in London. They're going to be in various other countries. I think Spain. So after this one, they're just going to move on and on. You know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your work. You know,
Right.
we can go to our website and check out more.
Yes, you can. There's a High Hopes 2, a new beginning website on Facebook. There's also, if you wanted to contribute to the GoFundMe page, it's High Hopes, a new TV series on Indiegogo, not GoFundMe. Excuse
Got
me.
it.
It's
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo, yes.
All right.
And also my regular website. It's Dennis Cabrini, right, on Facebook, and anybody here that wants to write to me and
Become a star, become an extra.
yes.
You want to get involved? DennisCabrini.com.
No, it's no. Now here, well, my email is prof as in professor CAB at AOL.com.
All right.
And anybody here can write to me, and I'll put them in the film.
Thank you so much. Give him a big
Okay.
round of applause, everybody. Dennis Cabrini, writer, executive producer, director, star of High Hopes 2, A New Beginning. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank all of our guests for joining us and tuning in and checking it all out. If you missed any part of today's show, well, you can tune into the recablecast of Open at 5 and 10 p.m. or you can simply watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org, or you can catch an all-new episode Wednesday at 10 a.m. with our host, Darren Jaime. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Give them another big round of applause. Science and Tech Entry Program. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For all of us here at Bronxnet, thank you. And you can catch me or see me on radio, 107.5 WBLS, each and every night right after the Quiet Storm. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. I'll catch you another day, another way. I love you all. Peace.